Do you ever wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning wondering if someone sued you, would your money be protected? That's a very burning question for a lot of folks out there. And if you're one of them, my name is Ann Babiars, and I have brought Michael A. Babiars, retired attorney at law, onto this show today to answer that very burning question. Thank you in advance, Michael, and welcome to the show.
Well, thanks. And let me jump right in here with a interesting way I'm going to approach answering this question. Because as you know, we can't obviously cover the whole universe of answers to such a broad question like that, but we try to provide the audience with at least one little tip that they can take with them. And here's what I'm going to propose or set forth today. And that is clearing up a myth, a really important myth. Because a lot of folks out there think that because they have a trust, they don't need to do any more with respect to protecting their assets from lawsuits. They think, well, I've got a trust. If someone sues me, I'm absolutely fine. If I were a betting man, and I'm not, but if I were, I would bet that 99% of those folks, when they say I have a trust, they have what's known as a living trust that their attorney prepared for them in connection with some estate planning. And it's a wonderful tool. I created thousands of them when I was in private practice. But one of the misconceptions about living trusts is if you have your assets in a living trust and you get sued, that those assets are somehow protected from creditors. The living trust, in its most common format when it's used as an estate planning tool, does not protect assets from potential lawsuits. It is a great estate planning tool, but it doesn't shield you in that manner. And if you think of it, there's a very, very easy way to understand why this is the case. If you can get at the assets in your trust and use them for whatever you want, and again, if I'm a betting man, I'm betting you can, because I'm betting you have the regular plain vanilla estate planning living trust. But if you can access those assets and say, I want to buy something with them or take a vacation or move my investments around, then why would there be any reason why a court wouldn't force you to take money out to pay someone that has sued you and gotten a judgment against you? And the answer is, in 99% of the cases with the plain vanilla living trust, the court would simply do that. You'd have to pay your creditors with the money from your trust. Now, on another episode, I think we'll talk about some other types of trusts that may offer that protection. But again, the normal estate planning living trust, it's a myth that it's protecting you from lawsuits in most cases.
Interesting. So there must be ways then that you can actually afford this type of protection. I know we don't have time on this show, but for those of you who want to find out more and go more in depth in things that you can do to protect yourself and your assets, we have a course below. Just click on the link and you can be referred for more information. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Michael. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. I love to teach. I've been teaching throughout my whole career as an adjunct professor, teaching adult ed, teaching courses like we have here today. And although I'm retired from private practice as an attorney where, I did things like asset protection planning, estate administration, and so forth, I don't give legal advice anymore, being a retired lawyer, but I can teach and I can create courses and I can hopefully educate folks both today on your program today and also through the course that's been developed through your company.
And we very much appreciate the information. And we also want to drive a couple of points home. And number one is plan early and plan often. And the other point I'd like to drive home, actually there's a couple. If you liked this video and you want to subscribe to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell. And we look forward to seeing you, Michael, back on the program And we look forward to having our audience's eyes on more videos so that they can gain the knowledge that they need to protect themselves and their assets.